Hello crafty friends, it is Jessica here and welcome back to Jessie Kate Creates. Today's video is one that you all have been asking for. In this video, I'm going to show you how I package my card sets, my A7 cards, my mini cards, basically all of my non-A2 sized cards. Recently, I made a video where I showed you how I package my standard A2 4¼ by 5½ cards and envelopes for craft shows, and you guys had so many questions about how I package these other items, so I wanted to put this video out so you guys can see all of this stuff. Also, please keep in mind, I am not saying that this is how you have to package your cards. I'm just showing you what I do, and hopefully something in there inspires you and helps you figure out how you want to package your cards. So please don't feel like because this is what I choose to do, it's what you have to do as well. Just like I said in the last video, take the bits that work for you and leave the rest behind. Before we get into packaging the cards, I do have just two quick little updates for you guys. First of all, I know you guys have been asking for a video where I show and kind of go into detail on how I price my cards. I am going to make a video where I talk about that, but I know that that can be a very subjective, touchy, sometimes controversial subject, especially in the world of handmade crafts. So I want to take my time to make sure that I'm saying all the things I have to say in the way I want to say them. I don't want to just like rush through that video and put it out. I want to be really thoughtful and intentional with it. So it is coming, but it is going to take me a little bit of time. So please just be patient with me on that. If you want to make sure you catch that video when it comes out, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you can turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. The second update, in the comments to a few of my videos, I've had a few of you asking if I've named my plant buddy over here, and I have. So when I asked for suggestions on names, I had my sister suggest that I name her Serenity. A couple of you suggested Phyllis, which Phyllis the philodendron is absolutely adorable. Someone suggested Serenity. Someone suggested that I name the card however it is that I feel when I'm in my craft room. So the name for this plant is Serenity Joy. When I'm crafting, it does make me feel very relaxed. It's kind of like my just time to kind of like release and de-stress from the day when I'm in the craft room. So I definitely was feeling the serene serenity vibes. Also, the biggest feeling I get when I am doing anything related to card making is joy. So kind of the mission for my brand, Jessie Kate Creates, is spreading joy and connection one card at a time. When I'm making my cards, it makes me feel joy. And my card making is an opportunity to connect with other people. Whether that's you who watch my tutorial or videos, or people I meet at craft shows, or customers who purchase my cards, it's just a chance for me to connect with other people. And I love that feeling of joy I get when I'm making that connection. Also, you know, people have told me stories about how they have sent a card to a family member or a friend and it led to a deeper conversation or just a moment of connection that they weren't expecting. And the fact that I have even just the teensiest, tiniest part in that brings me so much joy and peace and fulfillment in what it is that I do. So I feel like Serenity Joy is a very apt name for this little buddy. Also, she now has a friend in the craft room. We have another friend. I have not named this guy yet. This is a cute little, I don't know, suitable beasts. That's what they're called. That I picked up at a recent craft fair I did from another vendor named Michael, who takes used suits and turns them into these adorable little stuffed creatures. And I saw this and instantly it just made me so happy. And I thought, you know what? I need another buddy in the craft room. So now I have these two. If you want to give suggestions for a name for this guy, please feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments. Okay, that was all the updates and housekeeping I had. So now let's flip this camera around and let's get into how I package up all my non-A2 sized cards. So let's start with our 5x7 card. So this is an A7 card. It measures 5 inches across by 7 inches long. And this one has one layer of foam tape because it is a shaker card, as you can see. I've already stamped the sentiment on the inside of my card, and I've stamped my logo on the back of the card. So we're going to be packaging up the card We have a coordinating envelope for our card. Always provide an envelope if you're selling your cards. Don't make your customer source their own envelopes. So we have an envelope. We have a protective sheet that goes inside. And then because of the way I package my cards, you can't open them up. So I include a little insert that tells you what the card says on the inside. You might notice that this insert looks a little bit different than the one from the A2 packaging video. And that's just because this is older packaging before I redid some of the branding for Jessie Kate Creates. Over time, my brand grows and changes, and that's totally okay, but that's why they look a little different. Since this card does have a little bit of dimension to it, I also let them know it might require additional postage. Although where I live, what I have found is that I can get away with sending one layer of foam tape, sometimes even two, without needing additional postage. That's just me where I live here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Okay, so have all of these things, and these are going to go into a clear bag. This bag is from clearbags.com. It is the B7 B2 bag, which measures 5 13/16 of an inch by 7.5 inches. Okay, that's the best fitting bag I was able to find. I should also note the envelope here is from Clear Bags as well, although I think that this size and color are retired. I don't think they sell them on the website anymore, unfortunately. So everything is just going to go into the bag like so. I like to have the envelope facing out so people can tell it's an envelope, and then I'll add the little insert in there, peel off that, and stick my bag closed. And voila, we have a packaged card. For this card, there are two more things I need to add on to this. The first, like I've mentioned before, anytime I have a card that has some sort of interactive element, I add a sticker to it that says, you know, lets you know what to do. So this one's going to say shake me. Because you and I as card makers know that this is a shaker card, but people who aren't card makers might not know. So this way they know to shake it and see what's going to happen. And then I'll put the price on the back of the card. Again, this video in particular is not a pricing video, but I will be making one that will come out probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. Okay, and that's this card all packaged up, ready to go. Oh, and I will say, I will link everything I'm talking about in the description box below the video. So if you want to know what something is, the links will be down there. Now, I do want to say just make a couple of notes about things to be aware of when you're looking for a clear sleeve to fit the object that you need to package up. The first thing to think about is you need a sleeve that is large enough to accommodate the biggest thing you're putting in the bag. In this case, it is the envelope. The very first time I ever ordered clear sleeves, I didn't order the right size. The bags were big enough to fit the card, but I forgot the envelope was bigger and it needed to fit in there too. So then I ordered another bag, and it was big enough to fit the card in the envelope, but only if the card had absolutely no dimension. It didn't have any wiggle room, right? So if I put a card in there and it had 2 layers of foam tape, it wouldn't fit. You need an envelope that will have just a little bit, or a bag that's going to have just a little bit of give room. So you want it to be just slightly bigger than the biggest item that's going into your bag, okay? And the other thing is clearbags.com, their items kind of change. I notice like they upgrade things every once in a while. So this bag, as you can see, I have like a 1/2 inch of wiggle room. That's probably, I hope you can see that, yeah. That's probably more wiggle room than I need, but at the time I ordered these, this was the closest fitting bag that they had. So I just make it work. I've never had anyone complain about there being a little bit of extra space, and I still think these look really nice packaged up in these clear bags. Now there's one other thing I'm going to point out to you as you're looking around clearbags.com for the right dimensions for the item that you're packaging up, and that is Clear Bags has essentially 2 different types of closures for their clear bags. So a lot of their clear bags close like this. You can see they have a little flap, and on the flap they have a little sticky strip to seal the bag, as you can see there, right? But they also have bags that have a protective closure. And so with this bag, you can see it also has a flap here, but instead of the sticky being on the flap, the sticky spot is on the back of the bag. I hope you guys can see that. Can you see that? How instead of it being on the flap here, it's on the back? Whereas on this one, the sticky is on the flap. Now y'all might be saying, Jessica, why do I care about that? Why does that make a difference? Here's why. Sometimes something will happen and I'll need to take a card out of a bag and put it into another, or maybe I forgot to put the insert, so I have to open it up. You know, different things happen. Sometimes I got to open up my cards. And what I've noticed is, I'm going to show you with this. This is what this card was initially in, but I took it out for the sake of the video. Let's say I'm putting a card into this bag. Let me find a card. This is an incomplete card. I still need to decorate this card. But let's say I'm putting it in here. When the sticky is on the flap, sometimes it can catch on your card, which is, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just not super convenient. But if the sticky is on the back of the bag, when you slide something in, you don't have to worry about anything catching because there's nothing for it to catch on. So I really love their protective closure bags. I ordered these bags forever ago. I ordered them in bulk. And after I ordered these, I found out that they had the protective closures. So I'm not going to get rid of these because these still work perfectly fine. I'm just going to, once I use up all of these 5x7 bags, I will switch over to this same dimension, but in their protective closure. I hope that was useful for some of you. Like I said, it just took me a while to figure that out. So I'm just trying to give you some tips and help you out so you don't waste time figuring out things that, you know, I already had to figure out. Up next, we're going to talk about how I package my card sets. For card sets, I only sell A2 cards as, well, that's not true. I sell A2 cards and minis as card sets, so we'll talk about those in a minute. But this is just a set of A2 cards. This box can hold 6 A2 cards, and you'll notice each card has one layer of foam tape, so if your cards were flat, it would be able to fit 12. And I also have my 6 envelopes because we always provide the envelopes. We're not going to make our customers source their own envelopes. This also has a little insert letting you know what is inside the box. Okay. So for this, I'm using a clear box from clearbags.com. And this box is the FPB117. This box measures 4.5 inches wide by 1 inch deep by 5 7/8 tall. So if you are making cards that have more dimension than just one layer of foam tape, you might need to get a box that's wider. They do make this exact box, I think 1.5 inches and 2 inches. You can go look on their website. One cool feature of clearbags.com is that you can search by dimensions for the items that you need. So that might be helpful if you know like exactly how big you need your package to be. Also, this video is not sponsored by clearbags.com. Although Clearbags, if you want to reach out and sponsor you, girl, I'm up for it because I love your products. Anyway, so these boxes, I really like these. They come as just a flat box, and they're really easy to fold up and close. Just like so. Ta-da! And now you have your box. Something else is that the boxes come with these, they're little stickers that you can use. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're just little clear stickers that you can use to close up your box. Can you guys see that little sticker on the bottom? Now, personally, I only close up the bottom of the box. I always leave the top open. Because with the sets, sometimes people want to see all the cards that are inside a box set. So I leave the top open so that if I want to, I can open it up and I can show the customer, you know, all the different cards that are inside the box. I always offer that as an option when someone is getting a box set. I ask them, oh, do you want me to open it up so you can see everything that is inside the cards? A lot of times people say yes, and then I'll open them up. I am the one to open up the sets because I know that my hands are nice and clean and I don't want to risk any of the cards getting messed up. So yeah, that's just something I choose to do. Like I said, we also have our 6 envelopes in there. And then the little label that lets you know it's an assortment of 6 cards of the same design in a variety of colors, and they're all blank inside. I put that on there because sometimes I will make a box set where every card is a little bit different, but they're all around like a theme or something like that. So just so kind of people know what to expect. And like I said, I always offer to open up the box sets so that they can see exactly what is inside. So yeah, these are the box sets. And I really like how these look, and I think they just make the sets look very, very professional, like something you might see in a store, which is the goal because I want people to feel like they're in a little specialty boutique when they're shopping in my booth. Next up, let's talk about mini cards. For mini cards, I do sell box sets of my mini cards. This is new. I used to just sell the individual mini cards, but I noticed at craft fairs, I'd always have customers being like, oh, do you sell the mini cards as sets? And so listen to your customers. My customers were asking me to have sets of mini cards, so I made sets of mini cards. I only had them, I started doing the mini sets starting in August, I think. I only did 3 shows this year with the mini sets, but they did really well at all the shows that I did. They were a very popular item. So this is 6 mini cards. These ones, they have little stickers on them, which equate to like 1 layer of dimension, or 1 layer of foam tape, I should say. And it fits in this box. This box is the FB305, and it measures 3.5 by 3.5 by 1 inch deep. Now, because this was like a new item for me, I only ordered 1 set of boxes because if it didn't work out, I didn't want to have a whole bunch of them that I had nothing to do with. But like I said, these turned out to be a really good seller for me, so I actually need to order more. But these are just like the other boxes where they come flat and you fold them up, and then you get little clear stickers that you can use to close up the box. And for the minis, it's the exact same. I seal the bottom, I leave the top open so that if someone wants me to open up the box so they can see everything that's inside, because for these ones, every card is a little bit different. They're all cute, adorable little black Santas, but it's Black Santa doing a bunch of different things. So that way someone can see what's inside the card set, because sometimes that determines whether or not they want that set still. So I always let them see what's inside. It does come with 6 mini envelopes and a little insert that lets them know what's inside. So it's an assortment of 6 mini cards, and they are all blank inside. I always keep my mini cards blank. They are so tiny, there's not a lot of space to write a message, so that way the recipient can just write the perfect message inside the card themselves. So that's the mini sets. And now let's talk about the mini cards themselves. So for the mini cards I like to make, they are 3 by 3 inches square. Let me unpackage these guys. So the card itself is 3 inches by 3 inches. They are blank inside so someone can write the perfect message. And I do put my little logo stamp on the back of the cards. For my mini card envelopes, I purchased them from Recollections. That's the only place I've been able to find that makes envelopes to fit 3 by 3 inch mini cards. In Recollections, you can buy these envelopes in white, cream, and craft. If anyone knows somewhere else that you can buy mini envelopes in different colors, please let me know. I'm always searching for good envelopes. So these envelopes measure 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, which is perfect because it means they can fit a mini card with 1, maybe 2 layers of foam tape on them, which works out perfectly for me. So for these, I packaged them up in the Clear Bags B3 clear sleeve. This measures 3 5/16 by 5 1/8. Now, one thing you'll notice about the mini card envelope, this sleeve is much longer than the card that is going into it. But this is a situation of sometimes you just got to make it work with what you have. When I purchased these, I purchased them in bulk. I think I picked up like 5 100 packs. So I have a lot of these, but I sell a lot of mini cards, so it works out. But this was the closest fitting bag to this item at the time. So what I did to make it work is I package up. Oh, I tore that one when I was opening it, so let's get a new one. So I add in the card and the envelope. I push it all the way to the bottom. I remove, this is one case where it's better for me not to use the protective closure because I'm not going to seal it like this. If it had a protective closure, I would have to seal it like this and it would have all this extra space. So this one, I just get the regular closure. The sticky is here, and I completely fold this in half so it lines up with the bottom of the bag. And I like the way that looks much better. So again, clear bags might not have the exact perfectly sized bag for what you need. So sometimes you just got to make it work with what they do have available. Same way, that's exactly what I do for these. Same thing for the 5x7 card. It's not the perfect size bag, but it's the closest fitting one to what they have available on their website. Now, something I want to note about the mini cards and the box sets, you guys will notice I don't have prices labeled on any of these items, and that's because the way I display these on the stands, I have something that labels their price. You know, all of my mini cards are $3. All of my mini card sets are the same price. All of my card sets are the same price. So I don't feel the need to label everything individually because, you know, this is $3. This is, I think, $15. This is $25. I can just have one sign up that says, you know, all of these sets are this price. All of these sets are this price. All the mini cards are this price. With my A2 cards, they're all different prices, so they need to be individually labeled. These ones, I don't have that issue, so it's just on the sign. That's how I choose to do it. If you want to put the price on the back of everything, you could totally do that. I think it would still look just fine if you added one of those, you know, if you put a sticker on the back of this that has the price, I think it still looks just fine. I just personally choose not to. To me, it's extra unnecessary work since all the box sets are the same price. That is how I package all of my card sets, my 5x7 cards, and my mini cards. I hope that answers the questions that you guys had for me. If you have more questions about how I package things, go ahead and leave them in the comments below the video. These are pretty much all the sizes of the things that I sell. I don't really sell other sized cards, although my method for finding out the sizing for something is exactly the same. Let's say that you sell the mini slimline cards. Just take out a ruler, figure out how big is the envelope for those cards, and you just need something that's a little bit bigger than the envelope so you have a little bit of wiggle room. I really do hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel so much, and it helps other people to find me here on YouTube so we can grow our crafty community. If you want to catch all the videos I put up, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video, so you're never going to miss out on anything. Oh, and of course, if you guys have any tips on how you guys like to package stuff, put them in the comments below the video because I've been learning a lot of tips from y'all and I've been really appreciating it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!